Hello, I'm Mateus from Team Snacks, and today I will present to you the progress of the project during the week 2 of the development. So, for this week, we plan a total of 20 tasks, which sums up to 70 hours planned with the 30% included, and we use a total of 57 hours and 30 minutes to complete all of the tasks. So, we are currently on schedule. All of the progress is documented here in the development week 2, and the deliverable of this week, which is the electronic design, can be found in this page where we present the schematic of the vending machine and a high-level diagram of the motion system connection. So, for the schematic, we will have a main board to hold all the components. It will receive the power from a power supply that will convert the AC to 12 volts. These 12 volts will be converted to 5 volts using an external DC to DC converter. And here we have the connection for the limiter switches. They all are in parallel, so we can use only one pin in the microcontroller, and this won't be a problem because we will calibrate one axis at a time, so we won't need to read all the switches or more than one switch at a time. And here we have a basic pull down resistor and debouncing capacitor. Here in the bottom we have the connection for the reflectance sensor that I will talk more about. Them later. And here in the top we have the drivers for the smaller stepper motors. One of these will drive the product dispenser, and the other will drive the depth of the product dispenser. Here in the bottom we have the vertical and horizontal axis motors drivers. Initially we only will use two of these motors, but we have a mitigation plan that in the case that the vertical axis, one motor in the vertical axis will not have enough torque, we will add another one to help it. So we already added it here to avoid any problems in the future with the pinout. And here we have the NFC reader module. It connects to the SPI port of the microcontroller. And here we have all the connection of the microcontroller and some smoothing capacitors that are required. And that will be it for the schematic design of the vending machine. So, last week the professors recommended the use of a feedback system to detect the position of the parts in the axis, because the stepper motors can skip steps and we will have problems with the position. So we added in the linear guides cutouts for this sensor, and we plan to put white strips here so the sensor will detect them, and with this information we can know exactly where the part is positioned in the axis, so we won't have any problems with skipping steps, because we won't count the steps, we will check for the reading on the sensor. And here we have a quick demonstration of the stepper motor of the vertical axis functioning, and here we can see the motion system partially mounted until now. So we can see that it's very smooth, it's very loud, but we run this cycle a couple of times and check if the stepper motors keep any steps putting a mark in the guide, and we found out that the motor is not skipping any steps currently, but we'll have to check that later when the MDF structure is mounted. So that will be it for today, and thank you for your attention.